working. Thank you very much. So let's start. Listen to the story told by the Ney of being separated. Since I was cut from the reed bed, I have made this crying sound. Mevlana Celaleddin Rumi, he has affected the Turkish Islamic culture for centuries. He starts his book by saying, listen to the Ney and its story. So today we will try to understand that story and the meaning behind it. So let's start with the physical journey of the Ney. There are two sides of it. The first one is about physical journey, and the second one is the meaning. So Ney is one of the most natural instruments, so its main material is reed. The reeds are approximately 9 months stay in these reed beds. So after that they are collected and left to stay under sunlight. Then the production process starts. First of all, reeds are cleaned out and the holes are opened by burning them. Then the headpiece or mouthpiece, which is called başpare, is attached to the Ney, and it's ready to play. The production session is completed. So, of course, this is a little physical journey about Ney. There is a big meaning, big representation behind this journey. First of all, the very most important representation is İnsan-ı Kamil. Ney represents İnsan-ı Kamil, which is a Turkish word, and it means perfect human being or enlightened human being. It's the best version that we can be, actually. Our story is Ney's story. Ney's story is our story. Ney starts its journey as a reed and end up as a Ney. We come from out of this world and try to end up as a perfect human being. So there's a similarity here. For example, another example is Ney stays approximately 9 months in a reed bed, so we stay in our mother's womb for 9 months. Another thing is, during the process of Ney making, the reeds are cleaned out, so this represents our purification from our bad thoughts, from our bad feelings, and this kind of stuff, and to be a good person. Finally, the purified man starts to groan like Ney, makes some sounds. This sounds of groaning is about the wish to return to main home, that's with Allah or God. We are not from this world, we are from another different world. We don't belong here. Where we belong is with Allah, with God. So the voice of Ney is about this departure from Allah. Playing Ney is also another representation. Ney meets Ney player's mouth and breath. So Ney's sound comes directly from inside. So if there are good feelings inside, good and beautiful sounds are heard. So I would like to share another piece, another part from Mevlana''s book. The voice of Ney is the fire of love. It's not just air. If anyone doesn't have that fire, he better be vanished. At this point, it's necessary to talk about Tasawwuf and Sufism a little bit. Some people call it Sufism, but there's a difference between Tasawwuf and Sufism. So when you put the ism addix at the end of a word, it just expresses an idea or an ideology. So Tasawwuf is not just an ideology. Tasawwuf is an expression of a way of life. Tasawwuf is a reflection of the Ney story I mentioned earlier in real life. So Tasawwuf is a term. It's a proper noun. It cannot be translated, in my opinion. So what is Tasawwuf? Teaching of Tasawwuf is basically to love Allah and live accordingly. The main goal of all Sufi orders is to teach the love of Allah To reach this goal, it's expected for a person to purify from bad feelings, bad thoughts, selfishness, this kind of stuff. So the main goal is to be a good person in personal life and in social life. Throughout the history, there have been many different methods to follow in Tasawwuf, but one of the most important one is Mevlevi order, which is built by followers of Mevlana. There are lots of groups, but there is one thing which is common and important. This is that to learn it from a teacher, from a master, or as I called before, from a perfect human being. That's the order. There's a student-teacher relationship in all Sufi orders. That's why Mevlana starts his book by saying that, listen, people can learn if they listen. One of the main rituals of Mevlevi order is called Sema, which is a ceremonial. Dervishes in white clothes, as you can see, get together and turn around their own axis and around a square. The original meaning of the word Sema is to hear, to listen. It's also a reflection for Mevlana's first word, listen. Of course, lots of meanings. There are lots of meanings behind this ritual again. The most important thing is dervishes turns with all the universe. How is that possible? So when we think about our Earth, it's turning around its own axis and around the sun. Also, the particles inside an atom, they turn around the nucleus. So dervishes turns with all the universe from micro to macro. They join this movement of universe. They say when the words end, the music starts. A piece of music can tell what many words cannot. So I would like to finish my talk with a piece that is played usually after these Sema ceremonies. Thank you for listening to me. Let's try to listen to the ney as Mevlana says.